Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to day 18 of my Ramadan Reflections. My name is Farah Halabi and I'm a professional Muslimah life coach. And whilst I've been reflecting upon today, subhanAllah, I've just been chatting with my daughter and wondering what I was going to be saying today. And she articulated so well what I've been thinking. She said, why don't you just speak about the things that you do that Allah loves? Now, as we are entering the last third of Ramadan, 2/3 are almost over, subhanAllah, and whichever way your Ramadan has gone, whatever way your Ramadan is going, if right now you're feeling that you haven't done enough, or you're trying to play catch up, your work, your family, your community, your usual life seems to be getting in the way, seems to be taking over. Like, life just happens, doesn't it? And all of the things that you might have wished that you could have done already this Ramadan, or all of the things that you had planned for doing this Ramadan haven't quite materialised. You might be feeling, or you might be left feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, bit down on yourself, a bit upset with yourself, a bit maybe upset with others around you, because you think maybe that if everyone just pulled their weight, did what they were supposed to be doing, it would make it a lot easier for you. If that's you, and especially if you are a Muslim woman who wears a lot of hats, wears a lot of hijabs, has a lot of roles to play, and you hold yourself to the highest level, to the highest accountability, to the highest standards, which, subhanAllah, there's nothing wrong with having those standards. However, are you holding yourself to a higher account than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala holds you to? Are you expecting or thinking that you should be doing what is superhuman, what is above and beyond during this month of Ramadan? Are you thinking that life should just be different in Ramadan, that things should just be different, that this is the time for you to do as much ibadah as you can, and life just seems to be getting in the way? If that's you, what if you changed the thought that life gets in the way to life is the way? That everything that you are so busy trying to just chug on through, get through, rush through, just get out of the way so that you can get down to the real ibadah. What if that was the way? Whether it be looking after elders, whether it be parenting your kids, whether it be that work deadline, or that community event, or that relationship in your life that needs a little bit of care and attention right now. What if those were, sorry, my daughter's getting a bit tired now. Hello. What if those things were the way of you earning the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Because He knows what's going on in your life. He knows what you've got going on. He knows that you've got that big project. He knows that you've got a business to run. He knows that you've got a family. He knows that you've got relationships that you nurture and foster and invest yourself in. He knows you've got a home to run. He knows your condition. He knows what you've got going on. Do you know? Do you know that? And that might sound like a silly question, but is there a switch that flips, that when Ramadan comes, that suddenly you are holding yourself to a higher expectation of your time, your energy, your resources, your finances even, that everything is held to a higher account, that those things are going to be stretched, or that they should just naturally fall into line because you want to do that extra worship? And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But if the foundation of your life, which is the way in which you interact with those around you, the way in which you show up in your relationships, the way that you show up in your profession, in your business, in your community, in your world, it's you that's showing up in those arenas. It's you that is parenting, that is working, that is loving, that is cleaning, that is doing all of that stuff. You're the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The ibadah is everything that you do with the intention of pleasing Allah. Yes, absolutely, if you can, absolutely try to do as much worship as you can, but you would be doing a lot more worship if you saw that all of those things that you think are getting in the way of your ibadah, they can be the way of you earning the infinite amount of blessings this Ramadan. I speak to so many women who are giving themselves a hard time because their kids are not well, or their kids are home now, it's the Easter holidays, their kids are home and they're thinking, oh my goodness, it's an extra thing I've got to do. I wanted to read so much more Quran, I wanted to attend a class, I wanted to do this and this, and I can't because the kids are home. Or it just so happens that a colleague is on holiday and they've got to pick up the work that is left. And they're thinking, I wish I could just take some time off, or I didn't have to do that extra work. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what you have got going on in your life. And when you think about in your life doing something that you love, being grateful for whatever it is that is, whether it be you really enjoy your work. I mean, I love my job, subhanAllah. I love coaching my clients. I love the interactions. That is my ibadah. That is especially during Ramadan, my work it forms part of how I worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, doing it to the best of my abilities, doing it with the best of intentions, doing it with the ability to help my clients manage their emotions, manage their minds, manage their time, manage themselves, so that they are going out in this world optimizing or being the optimum them, so that they are worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala optimally. This month in Ramadan, the purpose of this month is to attain that taqwa, to increase in that taqwa, that God consciousness, that having Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your mind. Think about your day. How much of it has just been led without much thought? How much of it have you just done on autopilot? How much of it just seems to, by the time you get up and before you know it, it's iftar time already, and you think, where has the day gone? How much of your life are you living unconsciously? Well, you're not unconscious, but not conscientiously. How much of your mind is just preoccupied with the next thing, chasing your tail, always looking 10 steps further, and not being in the moment to, one, be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for where you are, for being here in the first place, and two, not being present in terms of being present with your work, present with your family, with your community, with your children, with those around you that you love, because you're thinking, again, 10 steps further. When you think about what are you doing right now that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what can you do right now that is pleasing to him, that is the most conscientious, most focused way of you attaining and up-leveling and optimizing that connection with him, that understanding that he is always looking after you, he is there, that you are doing this all for him. Because why are you fasting in the first place? Why are we even doing Ramadan? Going off on a bit of a tangent, so I'm going to bring it back to, think about what you're doing right now. Think about something that you've done today that you love to do, whether it be a kind word that you have said to someone, whether it be an interaction with someone, whether it's spending time, whether it's a job that you love doing, whatever it is that you love doing, and give gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That in itself is an act of ibadah. By being grateful, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us very clearly, if we are grateful, he will give us more and more. What can you do today? What can you do right now to earn a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? When you think about your life in moments of pleasing him, it brings you to where you are right now, because we've only got now. Yesterday's gone. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. All you have is right now. how you choose to worship Allah right now. It could be holding your daughter's hand while she falls asleep. It could be reciting a new dua. It could be making dua. It could be reading Quran. It could be making a loved one a cup of tea. Whatever it is. But right now, what can you do to earn a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? On that note, I'm going to conscientiously earn some more blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And inshallah, as always, I pray that you are safe, well, happy and healthy. And I'll pop on tomorrow for another little convo. But for now, take care. Assalamu alaikum.